We've got some prospect news and an update to take a look at here today involving one of the New York Rangers' more NHL-ready prospects. We'll take a look at that, as well as talk a bit about the report involving the Jacob Trouba trade situation. I know some of you are a little tired of hearing this stuff, but there is an interesting kind of report here talking about Jacob Trouba and the trade situation between the Rangers right now. So we'll take a look at that, as well as this prospect news in today's video. So starting off here with the prospect news, though, the New York Rangers have re-signed one of their more, like I said, NHL-ready, just better defense prospects currently in the system, and that is Matthew Robertson, the former second-round pick back in the 2019 NHL draft. Has yet to make his NHL debut, but he is being re-signed as he was an RFA on a one-year deal worth league minimum of $775K on a two-way deal. He will more than likely be in the AHL to start this season. Hopefully, we do see him, eventually make his NHL debut. He'll be a guy who'll get a couple preseason games, I'd imagine, with the Rangers this upcoming preseason starting in September. We'll probably see him for a bit there, possibly, and then hopefully see him at some point throughout this season, as probably he'll start off as more of that kind of number 7, number 8 defenseman. I would imagine as the number 8 guy behind Chad Ruhwedel, who the Rangers fairly recently signed back as well. Chad is a right-handed shot defenseman, bit of a smaller guy, but has won a Stanley Cup with the Penguins. He's got a lot of experience in the playoffs and in the regular season there. He is a pretty physical guy, especially for his size, though he is kind of fairly small. Plays quite physical there, can block some shots, a lot of experience, like I said. So in general there, I think he is a good number 7 guy to have. And then for that number 8 guy, you probably have a guy like Matthew Robertson here, who is, still only 23, turning 24 in March, is a left-handed shot defenseman, is going to be a big part of the Hartford Wolfpack like he has been for the last, few years in the AHL. He's 6'4", though, great size, over 200 pounds. He is a former second-round pick, number 49 overall, back in the 2019 NHL draft. He's a really solid two-way defenseman. The overall kind of point total in offensive game was very, very good when he was back in his junior days, playing in the WHL, the Western Hockey League in Canada. But unfortunately, that didn't quite translate the offensive game to the AHL. He's still playing a solid two-way game, but the offensive game didn't quite translate, as he did put up some great numbers back in junior, back in his last year there in 2020. 2021 ended up being 8 points per game, had 22 games played, 4 goals, 18 assists, 22 points. His second last season there back in 2019-2020 ended up having 60 games played, 47 points, 13 goals, 34 assists. So he has been a very good offensive guy back in his junior days in the WHL. Didn't quite translate to the AHL, where this past season he ended up having 68 games played the full season there, ended up having 4 goals, 17 assists, 21 points. Not bad at all. Those are pretty solid numbers as a 22-year-old, but obviously not quite as good as you might have possibly thought or hoped he could do. Obviously coming from WHL to the AHL. They didn't quite translate offensively, but he's still playing a good two-way game. Very solid defensively. Big body there. Fairly physical. So I think overall could be a very nice kind of number 8 guy for this Rangers team, and probably the top left-handed defenseman kind of as another extra there for this squad. This could provide some great depth, and still young, still getting better. Hopefully he can get his NHL debut at some point throughout this season. And now moving on to the Jacob Trouba article/report here that we have from TSN. They ended up saying, despite several rumors pointing to a trade ahead of free agency, the New York Rangers are expected to hold on to Captain Jacob Trouba this summer, Arthur Staple of The Athletic reports. And that's kind of what I figured for a while now in the last few weeks, especially after July 1st there when that kind of Detroit Red Wings trade fell through. I kind of figured he was more than likely going to stay on this team and not get traded away. I don't think he's going to get waived and bought out there. I think he's going to stay on this team for this upcoming season. I don't see him playing anywhere else but this Rangers squad for this upcoming season, 2024, 2025. Maybe next offseason we finally see that kind of trade or buyout possibly happen, but as of right now, I don't see him going anywhere else but staying on this Rangers team. It seems like he wants to stay here, obviously, in New York. He doesn't want to leave because his wife is doing her residency at a hospital in New York there, so he wants to stay. The Rangers, whether they want him to leave or not, it seems like he's probably going to end up staying on this team. Yes, he eats up a lot of cap space there, $8 million for the next 2 seasons, but whether the Rangers want to move him or not, I think he's going to stay on this team, and I kind of figured that for the last while now. It just doesn't seem like a move is going to happen there, so I think he's going to stay on this team, and hopefully he can still be a solid, at least average third-pairing defenseman and just not be a liability that we saw at moments throughout this playoff run. There were some moments there where he looked, solid out there and played a physical game there, laid some tough hits there, blocked a lot of shots, played decent defensively and made a couple good offensive plays, but there were other points there where he was a liability out there and really gave the other team some great scoring chances. And a lot of the time there, some of those chances ended up putting the puck in the back of the Rangers net there past Igor and putting us down, especially in that Florida series there. There were some bad moments from, Jacob Trouba there, which really cost this team and really kind of helped us lose that series. So hopefully, if Trouba is staying on this team, which I think he's going to, hopefully he can at least be a solid, average, at least kind of third pairing defenseman, bring that physicality that we all know he has, the shot blocking ability, be a solid leader, and just be able to be somewhat decent defensively and have that good offensive moment every once in a while. That's all I ask for at a Trouba at this point. I don't expect him to be that true kind of top 4 caliber guy anymore, but if he can at least be a solid third pairing defenseman and not be a liability, I will be fine with Jacob Trouba this upcoming season. I don't love having him on this team at this point with that $8 million cap hit, but assuming we can't trade him away, that is the best scenario there of him being at least a third pairing defenseman on this team and just being about average. I also want to see him on that third pair alongside Zach Jones. Obviously, Eric Gustafsson is not being re-signed, it seems like, so Zach Jones is a pretty seamless replacement for him. Similar play styles there. Zach might even be a bit better of player, obviously, offensively, possibly. Maybe a little worse defensively, but I think all around, puck-moving wise, offensively, Zach Jones would be a good replacement for a guy like Eric Gustafsson alongside Jacob Trouba there will hopefully be a solid third pair. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. If you have enjoyed this video, definitely hit that like and subscribe button for daily New York Rangers content. I post every single day, and I have done so for a very long time. So if you are a Rangers fan, there's no better place to be on YouTube to get Rangers content every single day. So hit that like and subscribe button for more Rangers content. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And also don't forget to comment down below your thoughts on this video. Even if you disagree with some of my opinions there or thoughts, definitely comment down below your opinions and thoughts on this whole Jacob Trouba situation, as well as Rangers prospect Matthew Robertson. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next one. See ya.